In this lecture, we'll see a C program to print digits 1 to 5 using a for loop. Let's start with the program. Here I'm starting my program with a single line comment, that is C program to print digits 1 to 5 using a for loop. Then comes a preprocessor directive, that is hash include, using which I'm including standard input output header file. On the next line, we have taken a main function with return type void. Inside main function, I have taken a variable called counter. It's an integer variable. And here comes the for loop. As the body of the for loop has only one statement, we are not including opening and closing curly brace. Whenever the body of the for loop will have more than one statement, we have to include the braces. Let's try to understand how this loop is working here. So as per the syntax of for loop, we have to include three parts. The first one is the init counter. The second one is the test counter. And the third one is increment counter. So as it can be seen here, in the first part, I am initializing the counter variable with value 1, semicolon. The condition is the value of counter variable should be either less or equal to 5, semicolon. Here we are incrementing the value of the counter. Plus plus is an increment operator. Inside the body of the for loop, I am printing the value of counter variable. As counter variable is of type integer, we have to provide format string %d. And here comes the \n. It means after printing every value, it will go to the next line. After completing the program, we have to save it. I've saved this program with the name digits.cdnotes, that is a C program file. Now we can go to option execute and compile the code first. As it can be seen here, this code has 0 errors, 0 warnings. We can go back to execute and run the program. And here comes the output of this program. So we can see the digits from 1 to 5. Let's try to understand the flow of execution. After declaring the integer variable counter, we are starting the for loop. Inside the for loop, the first part is initialization of the counter variable. So here we are initializing this counter variable with value 1. As we have seen in the previous lecture, that this init step is executed first and only once. So here I'll make the value of counter variable 1. This is just for the understanding purpose. After the initialization will be completed, it will come to the next part for checking the condition. So here it will check if the value of counter variable is less than or equal to 5 or not. As we know that 1 is less than 5, it means the condition is true. As the condition is true, it will enter to the body of for loop, and here, as it can be seen, we are printing the value of counter. So here it will print 1. \n indicates new line character. So whenever it will be printing a number, the control will go to the next line for the further execution. Once the body of the for loop will be executed, it will come to the increment part where the value of the counter variable will be incremented by 1. So at this stage, the value of counter will become 2. Then again it will check the condition if the value of counter variable is either less or equal to 5 or not. As we know that the value of counter variable is less than 5, it means the condition is true. So again it will enter the body of the for loop where we are printing the value of counter. At this stage, the value of counter variable is 2. Again it will go to the increment part and it will increment the value of counter variable by 1. So as it can be seen here, the current value is 2. It will make it 3. So here I'll make the value of counter variable 3. After incrementing the value, again it will check if the value of counter is either less than or equal to 5 or not. As we know that 3 is less than 5, it means the condition is true again. So it will come down and it will print the value of counter, that is 3. After printing the value, again it will increment the value of counter variable by 1. So from 3, it will make it 4. Again, it will check the condition if 4 is less than or equal to 5 or not. As 4 is less than 5, the condition is true. As the condition is true, it will enter the body of the for loop, where again it will print the value of counter, that is 4. Again, it will increment the value of counter by 1. So from 4, the value of counter will become 5. Again, it will check the condition if 5 is either less or equal to 5 or not. As we know that 5 is equal to 5, it means the condition is true. So here, again, it will enter the body of the for loop and it will print the value of counter. So it will print 5. After printing the value of counter, again it will increment it. And this time, the value of counter variable will become 6. After incrementing the value of the counter, again it will check if 6 is less than equal to 5 or not. As we can see here, 6 is neither less nor equal to 5. It means the condition is false. As the condition is false, it will terminate the for loop here itself. And it will come down where we are ending this program. So the output of this program is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the next lecture, we'll see a C program to print the same digits but in reverse order. That is from 5 to 1 using a for loop. If you enjoyed this content, please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, P for Programming. Thank you.